Hiya lovelies, or welcome if you're new here, I'm Lindz. So I wanted to pop on today and just do a little bit of a chat about the Ninja. Basically, I've owned it now for around 6 months, and I always like to come on and sort of give my honest opinion and thoughts on things. That's just me. Now, I am going to say I bought this with my own money, not sponsored. Would be great if Ninja decided to sponsor me at some stage, but very doubtful. But yeah, so this is completely my own money, my own honest thoughts and opinions. If you have been here a while and you've seen the first video I ever made with this, which was the unboxing of it, then you will be aware that I didn't particularly buy this model because of the smart cook system, the probe, or any of that kind of thing. I just prefer the dial on this compared to the other 400 model that has the sort of like the turny knob thing in the middle. And I heard that it's supposed to start giving problems after a while. Now, I done a couple of months research before I actually took the plunge and bought this, because let's face it, lovelies, they're not a cheap thing to buy. And for the full-on price for these, you can still go out now and buy like a whole oven. Do you know, that kind of way? In fact, I was just looking this up out of curiosity, and a full sort of single oven with hobs on top and things I could have probably picked up for around €230, where this was a bit more. Now, lots of people at the minute are telling me they're getting one for Christmas, or they've just got one in the Black Friday sales, and I'm extremely jealous because you've got amazing deals. Now, also, if you've been here a while, if not, you can have a flick back through my videos and you will see. The first time I used the probe with this machine on camera, I completely messed it up, and it was completely user error. And I had a few other fails as well that weren't captured on camera, unfortunately, because then, you know, I could have got told off a bit more for not reading the instructions, you know, them type of things. Now, I will say, so far I've had one success using the Smart Cook probe system, and I am wanting to delve into that a little bit deeper and try and do a few more videos with that. But on a day-to-day basis, I don't think I will be using the probe Smart Cook system very much, and that's me being 100% honest. It's a gadget. It does have a mind of its own, so it can run 10 to 20 Celsius below where it's supposed to be, 10 to 20 Celsius above where it's supposed to be. It isn't very well calibrated, and that is my first moan with the Ninja. Some things I would like to see on maybe an upgraded model would be a button for them drawers, so that they didn't just pull out. I think it would be an extra bit of a safety feature. I don't know how well it would work, but I have a Kasori there in the background, and I've had that for over a year now, and it has that, and it just feels to me a little bit more sturdier, a little bit more safer. I mean, the way I look at it is, especially if you've got little ones, you know, and hands too come up, let's face it, you know, you can't keep an eye on them 24/7. And if they were to grab that out and you've got something in there that is scalding hot with oil on, that could be quite dangerous. Another thing I would like to point out is, or would like to suggest, would be some sort of a barrier, I think, for the element and the fan up the top, just to make cleaning a little bit easier, because it is quite intricate in there. Now, somebody had asked me to make a video on cleaning your Ninja. I am not prepared, after spending so much money on this machine, to not clean it for a couple of months, to let it get into a state where it is completely manky. I can't do it. My OCD won't let me, unfortunately. So I just want to give you just a few little bits and pieces I do with mine, and have done since it was new. After every single time I cook in this, I will take some of this here, which is a degreaser, elbow grease. Other brands are available, and I'm sure there are some other ones out there that might be a little bit cheaper than this. But, you know, I will take then a soft cloth spray a little bit of this on there, and obviously wait till it's cooled down, and I will just give the inside of that a good wipe out with a little bit of this. And about once a week, because you know I am using it nearly every day now at this stage, I use some of this, which is the pink stuff. Now they used to sell this in Aldi. I'm not sure now if they still do. I've not been in there for a while, but most places, discount places and stuff, seem to sell this. And the thing that made me, and I only noticed it a little while ago, but it was Star Drops, and they used to do like floor cleaners and stuff. I remember years back, and I think they used to do like a washing up liquid as well. They probably still do, I don't know. But I will take a tiny little piece of this, and I will go as far as using a toothbrush to get right in underneath that element and into where the fan is and things like that. And I do spend quite a lot of time just making sure to try and keep it as clean as I possibly can. Somebody really needs to bring out a set of brushes. Email me, I will give you the designs, because I figured them out where it would make it easier to get in all them nooks and crannies in there. The drawers can be another thing as well, and I've seen quite a lot now where this part of the drawer especially is going like a white type of, basically it's a film, it's getting over it. So I will say, I used to use cheap washing up liquid. I don't anymore. Especially when I'm cleaning this, I will use Fairy. Again, I get it in a cheap shop, so it works out cheaper than buying it in any of the big supermarkets. But I do use Fairy, and I do make sure to use a non-abrasive, sort of, there's the pad on the back of your sponge for washing dishes and stuff. I also have a little hand kind of brush, and I think I picked it up in IKEA, but you can get them anywhere. It's just like a round thing, and you can put your liquid in the top. I don't tend to do that because it just kind of falls out. And that's what I'll use to do the trays and things like that, the crisper trays. But I did attempt there a couple of weeks ago, because it did get that little bit of a build up on it, of using again some of this here on a really soft sponge and just doing the inside of them drawers, and it hasn't scratched it, it hasn't done anything untoward to it. Say, not sure if it would cover warranty and things like that, but that's it. There was another time I didn't need to do this because it wasn't that bad. I did put a tiny little bit of water in the bottom of one of the drawers and some lemon, and I let it go just for a minute or two to create a little bit of steam, just to loosen anything that was there off. So that was that. Now, on to the part of, does it save you money? I would say yes. All right, and especially if you're somebody that has a gas oven, definitely, then 100% this is going to save you money. But one thing I found now, since owning an air fryer for the last well over a year, between this one and my other one in the background, is I would never ever have used my oven every single day. Never. It might have been maybe once, twice, 3 times tops a week, and then the rest would have been done on top of the cooker, in the Instant Pot, the slow cooker, bits and pieces like that. So yeah, I don't know, really. I'm sure it still does. Unfortunately, I can't plug an energy meter into my actual standing oven because it's hardwired into the mains. So I've got no way of really gauging that. I did push this machine, and this is my point. I spent so much money on it. I want to get as much money's worth back out of it. So I done a stew in here. Now, there was 1 or 2 comments on there that says, please don't use, your air fryer as a stove. Well, I would tend to do my stews in the oven or the slow cooker anyway. So I wanted to see, could it do it in this? Because technically it's meant to be small oven. So I did. And from that, I learned so much. And I know that so many of the people that have viewed it have learned so much. And there's been some amazing comments on that for different ways of doing wee bits and pieces. And I do now have, I think, the perfect sort of recipe and times and temperatures to be doing another stew with some dumplings, hopefully coming up in the future. I have a big book of to-dos, and you know, for filming and things like that, I kind of like to be a bit organised and know what I'm doing. Really helps when you go shopping for things as well, even though I tend to forget them. So I have a list, but if there's anything you would like me to add to that list, please do drop it down in the comments and I will have a go. But I really want to kind of push this to not what everybody else is doing, if you know what I mean, and just see how capable it actually is of being. Could it be that all-in-one kitchen appliance? Well, no one can answer that already. No, it definitely can't. You'd at least need a microwave or a single standing hob, I think, alongside with this. I do have my Instant Pot as well, which is just, it's a blessing. It really is. It's great. Now, what else have I got to cover on this? Yes, the money saving thing. Again, when you take into account how much it actually costs, I would love if somebody's done all the technical kind of nerdy stuff where they've measured what each meal would cost and approximate for a different way of cooking it. That would be great. Might be something I might have to look into next year. But I still think it was well worth it. But it's also going to depend on how big your family is or how many people you're feeding. For full meals, like, you know, if you were doing sort of like your meat in one side and your veg and your potatoes in the other, I really don't think it's going to be any addition for any more than a tops of 4 people. Maybe I'm wrong on that, let me know, but that's my feeling on it. And I think if you've got a really big family, you might be as well off going, and you're dead set on getting Ninja, you might be as well off going for that new model they brought out where it's one big full drawer and then you can separate it if you need to do sort of like bits and pieces like that. But this one, no, I don't think, to be honest, even at 4, there is a struggle there to get enough potatoes and things like that in. You know, if you were just doing potatoes on their own, if you were doing roasted veg in with that, no, it's not, I don't think it's gonna, that's, let me know down in the comments because I'm jabbering on now at this stage. I will say I have my single drawer air fryer over there. I absolutely love it to bits. It is easier on electric, obviously, in this one. It's smaller for a start, at only 4.7 litres for the drawer itself. But they do one that's like 6-7 litres and it's the same motor. I would like to try some different makes and models of air fryer. Maybe next year. We'll have to see what the budget's like, because despite popular belief, YouTube doesn't pay that much. And I'm on a quite strict budget. So I would like to know down below, do you have this air fryer? Are you thinking of getting this air fryer? Do you have a different air fryer? Because I am really interested now in trying some cheaper models that are supposed to be kind of copycats of this. And I do know from one of my lovely subscribers, there's one called a Cheffery. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I would love to get my hands on one just to give it a little bit of a run for its money, see how it kind of stacks up compared to sort of, I don't know, would this be classed as a gold standard of air fryers? Is there one that's more expensive? I don't know. I've not looked that far into it. But lovelies, as I said, please do let me know down in the comments. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. There will be some little boxes come up somewhere in the next few seconds with some air fryer meals and bits and pieces like that on. But I just want to say a massive thank you to absolutely all of you that have been here, that are subscribed and, you know, watch my videos and spend time with me, because I never thought that this channel was going to get to where it is now. And you've all just absolutely amazed me. Your kindness blows me away. And some of your comments really do stick with me, and just a real special thank you for all that. Now, lovelies, please stay warm because it is absolutely freezing here at the minute. Take care, and I shall see you all in the next one, and hopefully speak to you down in the comments or over on another video. Bye for now.